Okay, let's see what's going on here. Is it on? Is it on, honey? Is this thing recording? Do I got the right light? Let's see. Am I at the right light? There we go. Is it on? Is it on? Is this thing recording? What's up, YouTube land, Twitter land, Instagram land, Snapchat, Grindr, Scrub, BGC, Jack, Facebook, Periscope, and last but not least, every single one of my Christian mingle and the lands all across the land. This is your girl T.S. Madison, and I'm coming to you loud, live, and always and forever in color, yet again from the marvelous chateau. And today I have a lot of stuff that I really want to talk about. I'm interviewing a woman today that's created a film called Secret Society. We're also going to talk about the T.S. Madison experience, which comes on tonight at 10 o'clock p.m. And I'm just going to go over here and get my notes because I've already watched the show already, and it was really good. I got lots of questions. I want lots of answers too. But the show was really good, and I'm about to go get my my notepad really quick because I changed rooms, and I'll be right back. Y'all sit right here. In the rest of the marvelous chateau. Okay. Ooh. Is she in here? Is my sister in here? Is she in here, honey? Is she in the building? Hold on. If she not in here, I need to go find her. So how do y'all know I don't really be on the Instagram? I be on the YouTube and the Facebook now. My sister gonna have to migrate over here to the YouTube and things or whatever. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on, this is me, Asha. Y'all know y'all may have to help me. Here she go right here. There she go. God damn it. Let me see. There we go. Here we go.
Hey, love.
Oh, girl, listen, you were so ready, honey. I love when black folks be on time. Honey, BBB, I shot time, God dog it.
Girl. Yes, I couldn't wait. I was looking forward to this.
So how are you? How you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Well, let's just say this. I am most definitely excited to talk to you about this show. Um, I'm also very happy that we're having more trans stories and bringing more awareness and more visibility. I'd like to give you kudos for having Amaya Scott as the consulting producer. I watched all of these things now. I watched all of this stuff.
Right.
And for those people that out there that are watching this, I will be recording this to Instagram, and I'll be also posting this on my YouTube channel. And I'll be putting all the links and all the stuff that you guys need to go to find this out. So the movie is called Secret Society. You wrote this book about 15 years ago. Am I correct?
It was published 15 years ago.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you published the book 15 years ago. What drawed you? I just want to. You are a cisgender woman. Am I correct?
I am.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're a cisgender woman from Philly. You from Philadelphia? Come on, come on, Philly. Come on, my bae from Philly. My bae who I be in the kitchen cooking with. He's from Philly. I love my bae. And you just came up with this idea to just write a book or tell us how the idea for you creating the book came about.
Okay, so I've always wanted to be a writer since I was a little girl. And at my college graduation, it was an author who was the keynote speaker. So that kind of like spoke directly to me because I felt like at that point I was going to try to find like my dream job But hearing her story, I said, you know what, let me just go after my real dream, which was becoming an author.
Mm-hmm.
And so I decided that I was going to write my first novel as opposed to look for that so-called dream job. And when I sat down to write Secret Society, um, I was I knew the story that I wanted to tell, which was really the mentality that a lot of girls like me coming from environments that we came from, inner cities, some of us had broken homes and things like that. We kind of wanted that way out, you know, and that escape, if you will. And we kind of had that Cinderella syndrome. That's what I call it, where we looking for that man, that Prince Charming to come swoop us off our feet and put us in this life that we always dreamt that we could have. And so that was the initial story. And as I was writing it, and most creatives probably noticed, the story starts to take on a life of its own. And so when the twist of what the secret is about these women, when that came into my imagination, I thought that was a bigger story to tell. I felt like that needed to have more light. And I didn't know that world. I only knew little things that I might have heard or, you know, but I didn't know it personally. So I decided to go and interview someone who actually lives that lifestyle and getting the information from her. Kiva, if you're out there, you know, getting that information from her, I felt it was an important backstory to it. A lot of layers to that lifestyle, to the work, to the community and
Okay.
at large. So I felt like it needed to be told. And now, 15 years later, it's even more relevant and more pressing than it was in 2006. So this is, I feel like, the perfect time to bring it to the screen and bring even more light to this issue.
Okay, so you saying that, and I have lots of questions because I watched the movie from front to back.
Mhm.
I watched the credits. I looked at all the characters that were involved in the movie.
Mhm.
Um, the main two women that were cast in the lead,
Mhm.
that the story is based off. You casted cisgender women to play trans roles. Was there any particular reason why that you did that instead of casting, actual trans women?
Right. So there were a few factors that went into the casting process. One of them was the fact that this was a secret. So in the beginning, when people watch the movie, they're not going to have no clue that that's what's happening, right? So when we put out the casting flyer and we described the characters, we had to leave that detail out just so that we wouldn't give away the secret. But I feel like the most important factor for me personally, because like I said, I wanted to shed light, um, was going into making this movie. I already knew, and even though we're in 2021 and we've come far as a society, we still got a lot further to go. And I knew that there was going to be a whole audience of people who, if they know that this is a trans story, if they know that these are trans women, they wouldn't sit down and watch the movie. They just wouldn't. And I knew that once they did watch the movie, that it was going to change some minds, it was going to change some hearts. People who normally would ignore struggles or issues that come from the trans community, that trans people have to deal with, they would not be able to see that in that way if they don't sit and watch this movie. And once they do, you know, they'll, I feel confident that they will have a sense of understanding and compassion for trans people, and to get them through the doors, to get them to the screen, to get them to sit and watch this movie. I felt like cis women would draw them in, and then they would change their whole mind by the end of the movie about different things that they might have perceived beforehand, not
Mhm.
ever having met or spoken to a trans person. And so I
Right.
bigger goal for me is to really change a lot of people's minds and a lot of people's hearts, and to create that understanding and that compassion from a group of people who would never ever give it to the trans community.
Right. And see, I understand that. Now I am going to tell you, watching that, see, because people will have to know that is the reason why you chose to, cast cis women to play trans roles,
Yeah,
because there are going to be people that are going to say, I'm just being
I know.
2000. There
I
are going to
know.
be people that are going to feel, slightly away, because, there are a lot of trans actresses and trans, like even Amaya is a trans actress, Trace Lissette, trans actresses that could have, you know, played those roles. And I do understand, on the line where you're like, I want people to watch the movie, kind of the same way that with me, with We TV,
Mhm.
doing my show, the T.S. Madison
Mhm.
Experience. You get people that be like, "Oh, I'm not going to watch the show because it's some trans stuff," and you even get pushback from your own community, from
Yeah.
your own, like even other trans people. Oh, I'm not watching that because all of the things, and we get it and we understand it, whatever. But you did the work. um, I applaud you for going forth and trying to get this story out there. I more so applaud you for being a Black woman who is telling a story about Black women, Black
Yeah.
trans women, and
Mhm.
showing the different sides of the hustle, the story, and doing it with a lot of empathy. I can tell that you would, from watching the movie, that you did lots of research on the ins and outs of the way trans women who are involved in secular lifestyles. And
Mhm.
lots of us get involved in secular lifestyles, not because it's something that we want to do, but it's definitely something that, that society has created and has pushed us into
Yes.
this field, that we have to do this because they're not accepting of us. And see, you wrote this book, you published this book 15 years ago,
Mhm.
with the intent of, creating a story about get it girls, like get it
Mhm.
girls,
Yeah.
you
Mhm.
know, cis women, get it
Mhm.
girls. And then when you from what I gather from listening to you and watching the story, when you created the film, and then you got involved with another with a trans woman, you was like, well, damn, the trans girls, the get it girls too, but there are so many different layers, because where you might be as a genetic female, where
Mhm.
you might be a get it girl like that, and you may not face the adversity that you put into the
Exactly.
film. The trans girls are get it girls by force too,
Right.
and they we because I was a get it girl.
Mhm. Mhm.
um, you just showed the whole perspective of the dangers about being a get
I
it
was
girl all the
like,
way around.
life threatening, as
Hmm.
and that's a big deal. That's huge, And I feel like you said, society pretty much forces that situation.
Hmm.
If we as a whole, as a society, was just accepting to people as they come, then I feel like trans women and trans people in general would not feel forced to have that situation, or to enter that lifestyle, or to do those things. So that's one of the other messages that I hope people walk away with, is acceptance. And
Yeah.
I feel like not only for us as a society to accept people who are different than us, but for people within the trans community to accept themselves. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. I see you had Vivica Fox. Vivica Fox is in the movie,
Hmm.
and she played the mother. Um, is there was that like a true tale from the trans woman who you consulted with to create the film? Was that like a true story to her?
Yes, which what I found when I was doing my research is that that's a true story for a lot, unfortunately, a lot of young trans people. These are teenagers who have no way to support themselves and are forced to leave their parents' homes just because of their identity. And I thought that was an important part to put in there, so that people could understand, like, the dilemma that creates in a person that has to go out and literally be on the streets.
Yes,
you
yes,
know?
because that was a part of one of my story as well. Okay, before if for those of you people who are popping in and popping out, we're talking about a movie. It's called Secret Society. Miasha has written this book that has come to a life, a movie that is airing tomorrow, April 2nd, on Amazon Prime. She created the book. The book has been manifested into a movie. She's produced it. She casted it. It's just she just used all of her black girl magic on it to make it happen. Can you tell us the process of how that was for you, bringing this stuff to life and being a black woman, an entrepreneur, and girl, being a black woman trying to tell a trans story
Mhm.
to the masses? Did you receive a lot of pushback from that?
I haven't, but I did, like you said earlier, I did reach out to Amaya Scott, to have her read the script and give me her feedback. Because for one, I wanted to make sure that not just the story itself was authentic, but even just down to the terminology. You know what I mean? And I knew that that was going to make a difference, because if I'm telling a story that doesn't belong to me personally, then I got to at least tell the story right. You know what I mean? I got to at least do justice to the story. So having Amaya read the script and let me know, like, if I'm using the correct terminology, if I'm making sure that nothing is offensive, that everything is true to that lifestyle and that story. That was definitely a huge thing to have on board. So for Amaya to give me that feedback, that was huge for me. And then, of course, people like you who watched the movie, other trans women who have watched the movie and given me their feedback. There, that's definitely the question of, casting trans women. But their thing was, at least the two girls you did cast, they did that.
Yeah, they
They
did.
really expressed that
Yes.
emotion and got that across to make people really get it and understand. So I think that's going to be the ultimate thing, is that people are going to want to make sure that it was told correctly, that trans people were put in a good light, that it wasn't anything malicious or mockery or anything like that. And I think once they see that, then they'll understand, okay, she meant well when she did this movie.
So let me ask you. You came to me because I'm a girl of questions.
As,
So let me ask you the question about the men that were
hmm
casted in the movie. We have Jeremy Meeks.
hmm
We have lots of very handsome, very masculine, very butch men
Yeah,
in the movie.
yeah.
Now, was it very hard for you to cast these men with them knowing the story, or like did you receive any pushback from the men, knowing the story, knowing the role that they were playing? What were there any obstacles in that, or were all the men on board? Because we're living in a society now where men, um they're plagued with toxic masculinity,
Yeah.
fragile masculinity, and there are some people that won't even walk in a role or deal in a role, even though that the women that played the trans roles are cis.
hmm
They still wouldn't walk in a role of telling a trans story.
Right.
So I'd like to know, how did that process work for you? And kudos to the men that did
It,
it. Even though I'm being a little, inquisitive about it, but kudos to the men that actually stepped up and they
yeah.
played those characters in the movie.
Right. That speaks to my theory that when people see this movie, straight men, street men, people who would normally not, associate with a film like this,
Hmm.
they see it, it's going to change their minds. And that is exactly the type of feedback that I got when I sent that script out to the different men to play this role. They didn't know. I just had them read the script. I said, instead of just sides, because usually when you cast for a movie, you send the characters just a few lines that you want them to say just to see if they can act and if they can pull it off, right? But in this case, I didn't do that. I sent everybody the full script because I wanted them to know exactly what this was about, so there would be no surprises, and see what their reaction would be. And everybody, when they realized what the secret was, because it's not right up front, they're reading thinking that these are cis women, just doing the thing, going, get it, girls, But then when they get to that secret and they realize what happened, they're so blown away, and they need to know what happens next. And then by the end, they have a whole different mindset towards trans women. They feel sorry for trans women, and that empathy is what we need to awaken in these type of men who would never touch it. So for them to come after they read the script and say, yes, I want to be a part of this, I got to be a part of this, that is what made the big difference for me. And that's what made me feel like, okay, yes, this is the right thing to do.
Yeah, because watching that, like these were lots of the questions. You know, you have a great story, and you want to cast it, and you want to make it, any movie version of anything, you want to make it, look real. You want it to resonate with the viewer, and resonate, with the actors. And so you put this film out and you're watching it, and I'm looking at it, and each time that I see a man there, I'm like, yeah, this is girl, and I'm going to be very candid, because you can be as candid as you want to be here.
Okay.
Girl, I'm like, yeah, girl, I don't fuck the baller like that,
That's good.
A lot of this stuff is a part of my story too. There are many different layers to trans women. Like all of us are not the same.
Right.
And this story, speaks to just a general
Exactly.
a general audience of this can happen. We a large percentage of us have indulged in sex work,
Mhm.
and a large percentage of us still operate in sex work. A whole bunch of us are get it girls, we gonna get it. But there are people who only hear this, and they never get the opportunity, to see this like manifest, like see this stuff going on. You only hear about it because it is like a secret society of things that go on. And so I would really like to applaud you for telling this story, and not telling it in a way where there's exposing, like you're exposing men, or it's telling it from a way of, this really
Right.
happens, this really goes on. And I really applaud you for doing the research,
Mm-hmm.
and dealing with actual trans people to get the feedback on how this happens and what goes on. Now, there are a couple of things in the movie that you might get a little fuss back with people, because somebody might say, um especially now, but see, people have to realize the context of the way this was created. This was created 15 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just manifested now into the space, because now we have lots of trans women like myself who advocate for trans women to be upfront, you know, open, loud, and in color about who and
Right.
what they are and what they do. And we also, you know, I would love for you to do a follow-up story, a follow-up movie, a follow-up book, a follow-up something,
Mm-hmm.
and highlight, lots of trans women who live in the
Exactly.
space of, I'm trans and this is what they desire.
Yeah.
This is what they desire. Because see, in this movie, it was, I'm scared to tell I'm trans. And 15 years ago,
Right.
20 years ago, that was definitely true
Mm-hmm.
to, how it worked. Like, nigga, you better not have no dick. You better have a pussy. If you got
Right.
a dick, I'm killing your ass. You
Exactly.
know,
Mm-hmm.
now in 2021, it's like, nigga, if you don't got a dick, I'm strangling your ass to death.
Right.
Bitch, if you don't have a dick, I'm strangling you to death. So,
Yeah.
it gets into, so it just really speaks to the way that, that times have
Right.
evolved. And
Definitely.
You did a really good job on the movie.
Thank you.
I would like to get a copy of the book,
Absolutely.
so that I can read the book.
Mhm.
She is the producer. She is the writer. She is the creator. Honey, she is the alpha and the omega of the Secret Society, honey. And the Secret Society movie will be on Amazon April the 2nd for
Yes.
everybody to see.
Hmm.
It's a really good watch. I adore the fact that you cast these two beautiful women. You know, they played trans women, but they were beautiful because I like God. I got to be candid with you. I
Hmm.
have to.
I appreciate that. 'Cause that's how I am.
I like the fact that these girls were beautiful because, and you're a cis woman who's telling the story, because we could have got a story from somebody and that could have casted unattractive. Girl, we get drugged through the dirt on like
Yeah.
us looking like men, and
Yeah.
mannerism of men, and all the stuff of men. Like I love the fact, even though you didn't give us the trans women to act the part, you gave us beautiful women who were playing trans women, and I love the fact that you gave us beauty,
Yeah. I was at.
beauty, body,
I was.
bout it.
Yeah. Exactly. The fashion. You know what I'm saying? Like I was adamant about them being 100% bad bitches. Like
Yeah.
you said, we
Yes.
could. I wanted them to be
Yes.
bad bitches.
Yes. Because I have seen in movies where they, and this don't be no shade to nobody that they cast, but they cast, or they cast a woman in a trans role and they make her look beat up.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
I'm like, bitch, I'm tired
Right.
of seeing stuff like that. Like, girl, we not beat up. Like, we
Right.
not beat up.
Not at
We look good.
Yeah,
It's beat up bitches and it's beat up trans bitches.
exactly.
But shit, we ain't all beat up bitches.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I want to thank you for doing that. The actresses were very beautiful women.
Absolutely.
Vivica made me mad with her ass, but she displayed, what
The
people
reality.
go through. She did,
Hmm.
because I'm going through this stuff right now with my own dad. I don't know if you've seen the thing I just posted on my wall today, from a little piece from my show that's coming on tonight. It's like,
Yeah.
So you told a story. I applaud you for doing that. What more you want to share with us, girl? Give us the tea.
Well, I just want to thank you, first of all, for even sharing this platform with me and allowing me to, tell everybody about Secret Society, because it is an important story and I can't wait for everybody to see it and know what we're talking about for real, and understand the whole aesthetics and everything like that. And ultimately, I just want everybody to know, like you said, this was something that I've done with no ill intentions at all. And I'm sure that people will be proud when they see this movie. I feel like they're going to be proud, and we're going to change a lot of minds and hearts. And we can continue these discussions after people watch the movie. Let's continue these discussions. Let's keep this dialogue going. Let's make it more accepting in this society, and just change and keep evolving. That's my goal.
The Secret Society movie just asked me what is my review. I love the movie. I love the movie because of the way that you will reach. Because I'm a get it girl, okay? And even though some parts of it ain't all the way me, but
Hmm.
all of it is me because I'm a trans girl, and I need, whether it's a fragment of me, whether it's a large part of me,
Right.
it's me being represented, and we need to tell these stories. And
Yeah.
I enjoyed the movie. I think the people are going to enjoy the movie. Uh, Aesthetically, it looks really good. Child, the girls when I then got them some badass damn, some badass real niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we deserve to be happy. I did love the way that you pushed for us having the desert. We deserve to be
Yeah.
happy. We deserve to be with somebody, that we love. And also, it just, for me, I'll say this. For me, it's refreshing to know that the allyship between cis women and trans women is still solid, you know,
And
because a lot of times there is
yeah,
a big divide between,
yeah,
you know, black trans women and black cis women because of things like this. And it boils down to men.
right, right,
Keeping it 100,
right.
it boils down to niggas. It
Mm-hmm.
does. And no matter how either side wants to admit that, when
Mm-hmm.
you really take the pins out of the fucking cushion and look at the cushion, it's about the men. And
Yeah.
so telling these stories about trans women from a cis woman's perspective and a cis woman respecting it, and we both respecting each other, it's a really good movie. I
Exactly.
want you guys to make sure that you are jumping on Amazon Prime. The Secret Society movie will be dropping tomorrow, April the 2nd. What time? Is this going to be
It's available all day, but we're going to be watching it 8 p.m. Eastern time and doing a virtual watch party. So make sure y'all hashtag Secret Society movie and let's, talk about the movie as we're watching it.
get it trended. Right, right. All right. And so tell them where they can follow you and all the things. Let the folks know, because I'm going to be putting this on YouTube, and have your people send me all the links, all the stuff. Like, have them send me this out so I can line this up on my YouTube channel so they'll be able to watch it and things like that. They'll be able to watch this interview and then be able to click to go to find it. Marisol, you say you currently watching it on
Yeah, I was
Amazon.
going
All right.
got word from my team that because we're doing this, they allowed it to be live. So everybody that's watching now, y'all can actually get early access to it now. Y'all can watch it on Amazon now.
All right. All
Yeah.
right. Well, listen, it's ready to go, honey. Shit. It's ready to go. It is currently right now loud, live, and in color on Amazon Prime. So make sure y'all get on Amazon right now and watch the movie. Early access, baby. That's right, honey. Secret Society movie is rolling right now. And run your ass down there to the Twitters and hashtag Secret Society movie and talk about the parts you like, talk about the parts you didn't like. Tell me, Yasha, what you like, what you didn't. Let her know. Hashtag and talk about it. You get what I'm saying? Let's go. Let's get this thing to go. She is a black woman. We black women. This is the time for black people to be putting black projects out and changing the world and making it better for black people.
Period.
Cis, trans, and everything in between. God damn it. They said, Maddie, are you in the movie? Not this one, but I know she got something for me the next go round.
Parts.
Sister, thank you so much. This was really good. I really enjoyed this. I'm about to save this now on my wall. I'm also going to load this on my YouTube channel, and I'm going to play it live on my YouTube so that my YouTube people can, tune in and watch it. And I really wish you the best in this. I thank you for doing this. If you want to close us out with any verses you got, let us do it now, baby.
Well, I always say, don't dream your life, live your dreams, because as a black woman, as a filmmaker, as an executive producer, and I did this with my own money, self-funded this through a pandemic. So anything is possible. And above all, like you said, we're all in this together, and we can definitely make whatever we want to make happen.
Yes, yes. Thank you, my baby. Thank you so much. Have your team send me all of this stuff now, because as soon as we're done, I'm going to put this on the wall on my wall on Instagram, and then I'm going to load it up on YouTube, and I'm going to put all the description and everything that you want me to say on the inside. I'm going to put it up there now for you.
Perfect. Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, baby. Listen, Maddie Ma, make sure y'all are going over there right now and watching the damn fucking Secret Society movie. Get up off your big asses and go down there, smoke your joint.
Yeah, definitely.
Smoke your joint, get your ass up and watch the damn Secret Society movie. And follow this woman on Instagram.
Yes, Miasha Official, Miasha Official, and the movie page is Secret Society Movie.
That's right. Thank you, Miasha, for coming on. Thank you for choosing me to do this stuff with, girl. I feel like an old Barbara Walters bitch in here.
I'm a so keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you, baby. And tune into the T.S. Madison experience tonight, too, honey. Because all this stuff going to tie in together. Like, instead of it being my mom, it's my dad.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yes. All right, my
Well, we got
baby.
your back, babe.
All right, baby. I got you. Send me all of that stuff right now.
Okay,
All
perfect.
right. Thank you.
No problem. Thank
Okay.
you.
Bye, y'all.